Welcome to Eye on the Bay. I'm Thuy.
And I'm Brian Hackney. Tonight we're going somewhere in the Bay Area where you can get yodeling with your crispy Schweinhatzen.
And somewhere in the Bay Area where you can rent and sleep in the Scottish castle.
Where old steam engine trains still ride the rails.
Or at a spot where theater is served up with the drinks.
A place where you can search for Bigfoot.
And would you believe, along the way,
This, the tallest covered bridge in the entire country. And where are we?
welcome to State Route 9 in the Santa Cruz Mountains. And it all begins here in the hills above Los Gatos. This just happens to be this young lady's neighborhood. Thuy just happens to live very near the beginning of the trip we're going to commence.
You made it!
On Highway 9. Good to see you, Thuy.
Welcome to the hood.
Thank you so much.
This has all sort of been my backyard, so I've taken day trips, but never actually an overnight trip. I can't wait.
Yeah. Does your husband mind? Let's go.
Oh, I forgot to tell him.
Off to the start. Total length, 39 miles. Average daily traffic ranges from a high of 30,000 vehicles down to 3,000 or 4,000 a day in the slow season. For much of its run, it follows the San Lorenzo River Valley.
It'll take us into some fascinating towns along the way: Saratoga, Boulder Creek, Brookdale, Ben Lomond, Felton, and finally, Santa Cruz.
Ah,
Tight turn. Here we are.
and where does Highway 9 begin anyway?
Right here. So we've decided to pull over. We're right here on the edge of downtown Los Gatos, and this is where our journey begins.
Right, we're right on the other side of Highway 17, Los Gatos Saratoga Road, the beginning of Highway 9 and the beginning of our trip. Highway 9 was created from joining several previously constructed roads. Much of the ride used to be a toll road built in 1848. At this point, we're heading west. We pass through Monte Sereno, historic Saratoga. Here, 9 is called Saratoga-Los Gatos Road.
At Saratoga, we jag south, and Highway 9 is now called Big Basin Way, and we arrive at Hackney Gardens.
There is something fishy just outside of Saratoga, and it's all part of this stunning Hackney Garden.
This is gorgeous. This is the oldest Japanese garden in the entire Western Hemisphere.
And there's some beautiful scenery around. I mean, look at some of the stuff that you can see just by touring the gardens.
You know what? We've got a lot more stops, so let's
We gotta go.
Yeah. Oops.
We're about a quarter of a way into the trip, and now we're entering Castle Rock State Park. Now it's got about, 32 miles of horseback and hiking trails.
Also overnight campsite, so great place to go, and there's an overlook with a fabulous view. And hey, look, Boulder Creek just 15 miles away.
Felton is just 21 miles away. How did we know? Let's go. Now, if you're trying to replicate this trip, there's this huge pullout, one of these viewpoints.
Perfect stopping place for the family to get out and take a
wow.
look.
Look at this.
Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous? Aren't you glad I brought you?
I'm glad you did the driving too, my dear.
Wow,
this
this is
is
gorgeous.
awesome.
Look at that. There's all the redwood trees, the madrone, the fir trees. Popular place with rock climbers. And Thuy, look at that. You know what that is?
Yes. What is it?
See that distant ridge in the blue haze? You know what it is?
What is it?
It's Monterey Peninsula. Yeah.
We need to go.
Now we're back on the road, approaching the junction with US 236. And if you take the turn here, it takes you to Big Basin Park, California's oldest state park, established in 1902.
All right, the mountain store. Here we are. Check out this bike.
Hey,
I
how
like
you
it.
doing?
Hi, good. What's your name?
My name's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
How you doing?
Is this a great place for bikers?
One of the better places in Northern California. I stop here every time I come through, and I have a lot of fun.
Have a great
So,
trip.
Well, thanks a lot, Thuy.
This whole roadway once served the huge lumber industry that funded development here, and the town's built up around the industry. Here's our first real stopping point, Boulder Creek. It dates from the 1860s, when Joseph Peary opened a sawmill here on the San Lorenzo River. Boulder Creek, here we are, lunchtime.
Don't make a spectacle of yourself.
Hey guys, welcome to the pub.
Oh, hi,
For
Judd.
starters, some fried pickles, southern favorite, served with a jalapeno lime, cilantro dressing, with a little chicken bruschetta salad. This is our 1/3 pound Angus patty. And if that's not enough, this is our beef tenderloin sandwich. This is truffled prawns over fettuccine. This is our surf and turf action. You've got filet mignon. That's done with jumbo shrimp scampi in garlic and butter.
Wow, this is like something you expect from a gourmet restaurant, not a brewery along Highway 9.
Exactly. I think that's our big secret.
I'm ready to eat.
That really is good. By the way, the thing about this place is that it's not just about the food.
The beer.
Get a load of the brewery.
That was a great meal.
It truly was good, and what a find in such a small community.
It's wonderful.
Boulder Creek itself began back in the 1860s. Why?
Well, the whole lumber industry here, the sawmill.
The sawmill here on the San Lorenzo River. They had a narrow gauge railroad come through to take the lumber out, and to this day, 150 years on, Boulder Creek, it's still here.
And so
is
charming.
this
Look at
place.
this. I wanted to point this out. Oh, this is great. What's the
Boulder
name?
Creek Antiques and Art.
This
You
is
like them?
great.
Yeah, I
Look
love
at this.
antique
You know
stores.
what? I'm going to go poke around. You go talk to the owners.
I'm going to go talk to the owners.
Hi, yeah, I'm the owner. Hi, my name's Chris.
And I'm Brian.
Hi,
Nice
Brian.
to see you.
Nice
Thanks.
to meet you.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Boulder Creek Antiques and Art.
Thank you. You've been here for a while. The building has been here for a while.
The building's been here for 100 years. It really is a wonderful small town. We all kind of know each other's business one way or the other.
So we're just about a block away from the main drag, and look at this spot. It's a gem. It's a gem of a park, Junction Park.
It's called Junction Park, and what this used to be was the lumber yard for the old timber operations that they had up here, and not by coincidence,
Look at
they were
that.
right next to the San Lorenzo River.
And they used to have a 14-mile flume here where they floated all the logs down to Felton. And check out this spot.
Now, why did they float the logs down to Felton? Because they had a railhead in Felton, and so from Felton, the lumber would go out and build much of the Bay Area. And that's where it began.
And Felton's that away, and I think that's the direction we're headed in.
That is the direction
Let's
we're headed.
go.
In fact, we got to get going. Well, now, wait a minute. As you're going down Highway 9, there is a place that you have simply got to stop. And let me tell you that if you have never seen it, you have got to stop here. And if you have seen it, you will never forget it.
Unforgettable. Welcome to the Brookdale Lodge. It used to be known as Brookdale and Clear Creek. The Brookdale's main attraction is the dining room, where a river runs through it. Throughout the years, a lot of celebrities have made a stop here. Well, we have much more ahead as our road trip continues.
Yeah, when we come back, a wild night in Ben Lomond, and then we bed down in a Scottish castle. We'll search just a little bit for Bigfoot. Go wine tasting, it goes on, because so does Highway 9. Next. Welcome back to Eye on the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Thuy Vu.
What we're doing is taking a road trip along Highway 9, which begins,
In Los Gatos.
and it's going to end,
In Santa Cruz.
but right now,
Ben Lomond.
just about 12 miles from Santa Cruz, and we arrive at Ben Lomond, at the foot of Ben Lomond Mountain. This area was settled by Scots and is named after a mountain in Scotland. Ben Lomond means Beacon Peak in Gaelic.
Well, we've arrived here in Ben Lomond, but we need a place to bed down for the night.
And they say that a man's home is his castle. But I never thought we'd be staying in a place that looks like that.
Wow. So this is a wonderful place. It's actually a replica of a Scottish castle.
Yes, it is. It was built in 1927 by Mr. Howden.
The San Lorenzo River, which is right behind the castle, was one of his favorite fishing spots.
Yes, he was quite a fisherman, and there was a hole there that he especially loved to fish in. This is a fabulous place for a princess party.
And how much does it cost for people who want to come and stay here?
Well, it costs $2,000 a week, but we're negotiable if you wanted to just come for a day or a weekend. There are 3 bedrooms.
So a lovely place right off Highway 9.
Wow. Howden Castle, that is really
Fabulous.
Yeah. But we've still got some sunlight left before the end of the day. So you know what we should do?
We should head out, explore Ben Lomond, and have some fun.
Let's go.
These small towns are so great. Everything is so compact. You can walk it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and in Ben Lomond, they've got all these cool little places like
Like right here,
the
Mountain Feed and Farm.
You want to check it out?
Yeah.
Let's go look.
This is just the perfect small town store. They've got a little bit of everything. They call this the one-stop shop for critters and crops.
Are you a critter or a crop? I'm a pruner. I needed some pruning shears. I got my pruning shears. It was great. Yeah.
Even a guy from a big town like you found something in this small town store.
I'm a guy from a small town.
And here we are at the end of Mill Street. Oh, look at this. It's the Santa Cruz Mountains Art Center.
Let's go check it out.
Let's check it out.
Wow. You want to take a look around? And I'm going to talk to the chief artist over here. Linda, how are you?
Fine.
You're waiting for us, right?
Oh yeah, welcome to the Santa Cruz Mountains Art Center. Our mission is really to bring arts into the community here.
I see you have artists at work here in the background.
Larry Worley is our resident basket maker. We have a number of textile artists.
So you not only do the art, you sell the art.
We sell the art, we also have classes.
And I know that Thuy has been trolling for her favorites, so I'm going to go see what she...
Great.
Oh, look at that's gorgeous. Is that the pick?
It is the pig. Isn't that lovely? I love the colors. Reminds me of Georgia O'Keeffe, and it's just lovely.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can pick that off the wall, and we gotta hit the road.
I'm not picking anything off the wall. We're just going to hit the road.
Dusk arrives early in the mountains, as does our appetite. Right across from our castle sits the Tyrolean Inn, where you can visit Germany without leaving home.
The restaurant is the Tyrolean Inn restaurant.
Well, what's the specialty?
The one that comes to mind is the Schweinhaxe. It's a slow roasted knuckle of pork, and then the meat just slides off the bone. It's just amazing. And Wiener Schnitzel, pounded out cutlet that's breaded and then fried. We have 8 German beers on tap. The restaurant's been here for 40 years.
So it's a great stop if you're taking a road trip on Highway 9. Now there's your pig knuckle.
Schweinhaxen to you.
Schweinhaxen, and this is my Schmecklerplatz.
The dishes are absolutely amazing. The ambiance is amazing. And the crazy thing is that even though we're in this tiny town, this is not the only eating establishment. There's a couple of other spots that we're going to be showing you tonight.
It's all about eating and drinking tonight.
Bring it on. This is one of those night spots, Hen Flings in downtown Ben Lomond.
And you know, there's live music here almost every night. In fact, I hear someone
right now.
Let's go.
And just about a 2-block walk from Hen Flings, there's another hot night spot.
Ciao Bella Act 2, where they serve up some awesome entertainment with the drinks.
Italian cuisine and outrageous performers on stage.
In Little Ben Lomond.
Little Ben Lomond and bedtime at Howden Castle.
All right, well now we've gotten our rest. It's time to head out and have some more fun.
That's right. The day begins for us now in the small hamlet of Felton, just a few miles down the road. You ready?
Ready, let's go.
Here we go.
But first, a little something for the road.
Here we are, and right off Highway 9 is this place, Coffee 9. Good place to pick up some supplies and a drink and a snack. Good morning. Hi. What's your favorite part about working here?
I just like the atmosphere. It's really mellow, and just like the regulars that come in, you know, you just get to know everyone and stuff. It's really nice.
Mellow, we like that. That's what we're looking for.
Coming up on the road ahead.
Where we're gonna have some red wine and maybe spot Bigfoot.
That's next.
Welcome back to Eye on the Bay as we continue our journey down Highway 9 from Los Gatos to Santa Cruz. I'm Thuy.
And I'm Brian Hackney. We are going down Highway 9, and yet there used to be only one way to get into Felton, and that was the way. A wooden bridge that was built in 1892.
And you see a lot of these on the East Coast, but this one is the tallest covered bridge in the entire country.
And it was retired from service in 1937, converted into a pedestrian bridge, and it is still on display in the tiny town of Felton, which is where we find ourselves now. But at this time of the day, that's a little bit early. Can
little
we?
wine.
Yeah, a little wine doesn't sound like a
good.
bad idea, and this is a great place to do it, at least nearby here. So let's go for a
Let's
little
head
wine
out.
tasting. Do you and your family take many trips along Highway 9?
You know, once in a while we do. It's a gorgeous drive. I have a little one, she's 4, and it can be a little too windy for her at times.
Yeah. I don't have kids. Do you still
Do families still sing songs in the car? Are the kids too busy playing their video games?
Their iPhone, that's what they play around with.
This is real life versus the internet. Just as you come into Felton, right off Highway 9, is Hallcrest Vineyards, award-winning organic wines.
What kind of wine are you pouring?
A Sauvignon Blanc. It's a Muscat clone, and it has more of a tropical fruit characteristic.
Yeah, it does. It's very fruity.
You're the wine shepherd?
The reason why I've referred to myself as a wine shepherd is because the yeast, actually, because there's billions of yeast involved, the yeast do all the work. So I'm not technically a winemaker. The yeast make the wine, and I'm guiding the yeast through the process. It's kind of like raising kids. You're not really raising, you're not making kids.
You've won a lot of awards. Awards after awards after awards. What are you doing differently?
We do not try to over-manipulate the grapes. So we take really what is offered out there in the vineyard to start with and take it to its best fruition. We're the first mountain appellation in the United States.
Do you like the area around Felton?
Absolutely. There's something about the Santa Cruz Mountains that it was uncharted territory. Toast. Cheers to your health.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
From Hallcrest, we drive through tiny downtown Felton with a variety of shops and eateries. And right off 9, you can take the family for a ride on the Roaring Camp Railways. Train engines like this brought the lumber out of these gorgeous stands of redwoods in the 1800s. Now they can take you through the redwoods or all the way to the Santa Cruz Boardwalk. Now, we're not buying a ticket today because we have an appointment with something weird. On to Bigfoot.
Hey, what's this? Here we are. As promised, we've arrived at the Bigfoot Discovery Museum in Felton, and hi, Michael.
Hello.
Good to see you. This is Michael Rugg, the curator. Tell me about this place. How long have you had it?
Well, the museum has been open for about 7 years now, and we've had a wonderful time because of all the local people who come in with their Bigfoot sightings.
Why are you so fascinated with Bigfoot?
Well, it probably started when I saw one.
Really?
I was
when and where?
I was 5 years old, up in Humboldt County, and he was looking right at me, and I made eye contact with it, and then I heard my parents screaming my name because I'd wandered off. And now for 6 years, I've been studying it every day, 24/7. So that's what I do. I'm the Bigfoot professor, if you want to call it that, because there's nothing else I think about on a daily basis.
What kinds of people do you see come in here?
Well, I have people coming in from all over the world, actually. During the summer months, yeah, we see people from all over. And we hear their stories, Bigfoot stories. So that's why we know it's a worldwide phenomenon as well.
And a great part of the small town lore here in Felton. Michael, very nice to meet you.
Hi,
Thank you
nice
so
meeting you.
much.
Coming up, the final stretch of Highway 9 into Santa Cruz and an old restaurant where you can really have a ball. Welcome back to Eye on the Bay and our road trip along Highway 9. I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Thuy.
We are nearing the end of the journey on Highway 9, and yet before the very end of the road, there is one last chance to wet our whistle. What's the name of this place?
Bocce's, let's go.
Mr. Bojangles, come on down.
This used to be somebody's house.
This place got a license to make sacramental wine during Prohibition, and so they jacked it up to make a cellar.
It was a gathering place for the
Yes.
Italians.
It's called Bocce Cellar because of the game.
Now, are you open for dinner?
Yes, we are. We're open 7 days a week.
How's the food here?
It's excellent. We've got some clams with an andouille sausage.
And up top?
Prawns wrapped in prosciutto on a bed of cranberry and cashew rice.
It looks good.
Good.
Open 7 days a week
Yes,
for dinner.
yes.
You can come and play bocce ball anytime.
Yes, you can.
What do you think about, we're at the end of the road now on Highway 9.
Yes.
Have you made that road trip?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Isn't it great?
It's beautiful.
I bow before your superior bocce balledness. Well, you know, I've got some bad news for you.
What?
End of the journey, right around the corner. There it is, Highway 9. It ends right here at Highway 1 in Santa Cruz, and what a long, fun trip it has been. What are some of your highlights?
Oh, you know, the winery was just awesome.
How about Ben Lomond?
That was awesome.
Amazing.
Ciao Bella put on quite a show.
Oh man, that was unbelievable. There's so many great stops along the way, and if you want more information on any of them, log on to our website, cbs5.com/Eye in the Bay. For now, from Santa Cruz at the end of the road, I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Thuy. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, and could they play? Could they say? Could they drink a drink today? Just heading down that Highway 9. Now if you run into that 5'2" and
Promotional consideration provided by Howden Castle in Ben Lomond.
well, what you love and what you coo, coochie coo, coochie coo.